who does this bitch think she is? Just because you in school, like, some of them used to be so pissed off. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nadisha, and on my channel I focus on personal and professional growth and development and also nurse entrepreneurship. So in this video I wanted to talk to you guys about how I went from being a nurse's aide to now being a registered nurse working from home making six figures. I share with y'all my story, what I've been through, and to let people out there know that it's possible. I've been working from the age of 14 years old, so I've always was used to making my own money. While I was in college doing my prerequisites for nursing, I went to a 4-week program, and after completing that program, I was able to become a nurse's aide. And I got my first job at the age of 19 years old. I went from working at 9 West at a shoe store, making $7.50 an hour, to making $16 an hour. When I say I was on cloud nine, like I was walking with an extra bop in my step, like it was a huge accomplishment. I got my first job on a psych unit at a local hospital, and I loved it. I absolutely love psych. I love psych patients. They're so freaking interesting and just so amusing. And I like the fact that you didn't have to wear a uniform, and you did not have to like really do ADLs for the patient, activities of daily living. Like, they're independent, they're mentally ill, there's nothing physically wrong with them. So I didn't have to bathe nobody, I didn't have to seldomly did we have to feed anybody and do all that stuff that typically nurses aides do. So I really like that, and it allowed me the option, like if I had class in the morning, I could just go to class and not have to worry about changing or bringing an extra change of clothes or whatever in order to go to work in the afternoon. And I did this while I was still doing my prerequisites for the nursing program. And I initially started at a city college, and anybody who's in city college doing nursing, man, and you complete the program, my hat's off to you, because I don't know why nursing is so challenging at city colleges. I couldn't get classes for the love of me. By the time we were eligible to register, because you couldn't register until a certain time period, like all the classes that we needed would be gone. So I started taking classes on what's called a e-permit course. I'm not sure if state colleges do this, but anybody in a city college should know what this means. Like, you get permission to go to another city college if they have the course that fits your criteria. You can take it there. So at one point I was going to 3 different schools. I was all over the place. I was just trying to get the program and do what I needed to do, and until I was just like, this is too much. People even at Lehman College would think that I was a student there because I was always at Lehman taking classes. One semester I couldn't get the classes that I needed, and I was like, I'm not just gonna take some BS class just to go to school. So I ended up taking the semester off, and I was able to focus on work. I was working full-time, even working some OT. I was making money, and I was like I wasn't 18, I was like 19, 20 years old. Like, life was good at this point. Living at home, didn't have any bills other than my car insurance and my cell phone bill. And then one day a nurse came over and she said, "Are you in school?" And I said, "Yeah, I am, but I took the semester off because," and I explained to her what I had been going through, and she was like, "Okay, well, make sure you go back. Just make sure that you go back. Like, don't get so comfortable with the money that you're making now that you just give up on school." And I feel like that's the advice that I needed. And maybe that was God speaking through her to me, but I needed to hear those words. So it really resonated with me, and I said, okay, Nadisha, this is your wake-up call. Like, you can't get comfortable doing this. Not that there's nothing wrong with being a nurse's aide, but what I'm just saying, that's not what I wanted. I wanted more than that. I started looking for different colleges. I was like, I can't stay in the CUNY system. It was too much, and it was just taking too long, and I was getting very discouraged along the way. So I was like, okay, I started looking at state colleges, and I started looking at private schools, but I didn't want to take out the loans. Like, that was another thing. I'm like, I'll just stay at CUNY, because I didn't have to pay no money at CUNY. As a matter of fact, sometimes I would get back money after my TAP paid my tuition and Pell, and like, I would just be getting checks, and I didn't question where they came from. I just know that they have my name on it, and that was given to you for you to pretty much pay your tuition, buy your books, and do whatever you wanted to do with it. And now to go out and take out loans, I was like, Jesus, I don't want to do that. But then I ultimately talked to myself and was like, you got to do what you got to do. So I started applying for these different schools, but I also wanted a school that was close enough to home where I could still work. Like, I think I constructed everything around working as a CNA on the psych unit. And I got accepted, I believe, into 3 schools, but some of them, they wanted me to take over A&P and chemistry too. Now, for my nursing students out there or whomever have been through this course, you know that chemistry and A&P are no joke. So when they said to retake, I was like, I ain't doing that. I'm not retaking ish. And I believe I got into, not I believe, but I got into PACE, and PACE and a requirement to redo any of those courses. So even though it was the most expensive of the schools that I had got into, I was like, this is it. I'm not, forget the other ones. I'm not doing that. No, I'm just not doing it. So I started at PACE University, and that was my first experience taking out student loans. And I do have a video of how I was able to pay that off. Thank God, God is so good. I was concerned about it, and God really and truly helped me to take care of that. My junior year, I was at PACE, and I started my clinicals. And I remember one day, I was just like, I need a schedule change, because having to do clinicals on certain days and needing classes on certain days, like, I just need things to be changed around. And I'm so thankful that management, during this time while I was working as a nurse's aide, they were so supportive of me. When I say whatever schedule change I needed, whatever day off I needed, they were so supportive. And sometimes they would, the other nurses' aides, like some of those older aides, they have a specific day off that they've had off for years. They know that Tuesday is their day off or Thursday is their day off. And here I come, and the managers, they would just be like, listen, I'm sorry, but we're gonna change your day off to Wednesday because Nadisha's in school and she needs to be off on Tuesday because she has clinicals that day. And they would be like, who does this bitch think she is? Just because you in school, like, some of them used to be so pissed off, but I appreciate that because that really and truly helped me to be where I am today. So one day I needed my schedule changed. I believe I constructed like some crazy schedule because I was still working full time, where I would work like on Mondays I would work the morning shift and the evening shift, and on Tuesday I would be off, and Wednesday I would just work the morning, and Thursday I would just work the evening, and Saturday I would work the morning and even, just to make up like the 40-hour work week. And I didn't even bother going to the head nurse. I went straight to like the director of the psychiatry department. I'm crazy. But as I told y'all before, like sometimes when you need what you need or you want what you want, you have to go directly to the source. I knew what I needed, and I went to the person who could possibly make that my reality. So I do remember going to speak with her, and she was like, oh, you're in nursing school? And I was like, yes, I am. And she was like, you know what, I respect you working, and yes, we need staff, but at the same time, I would advise you to work part-time if you can, because the nursing program is no joke. And she was like, at your age, I wouldn't encourage you to focus so much on work. I would encourage you to focus on school. And when I say I needed that advice, she didn't have to tell me that. And she was a Caucasian woman, and she really did not have to tell me that. She didn't have to have my interest at hand. She could have just been like, listen, no, we're not gonna do it, or yes, and just, okay, great, go work and go to clinicals and bust your ass and kill yourself. And if you make it, you make it. But she was like, you know what, go focus on school, work part-time, and let school be your priority. From there on, I did start working part-time. And so I only needed to work 3 shifts, and the rest of the time I was able to do my clinicals. And as I said, they accommodated the days off that I needed. And I stayed there for about 5 years until my completion of the nursing program. And I just appreciate all those people, and from the nurses, because I would be there studying sometimes. Can y'all believe a public service announcement just cut and interrupted my video about COVID? I'm so over COVID. It's not even funny. I am so over COVID. Anyway, what was I saying? So I would be there. Sometimes I would be there studying, and the nurses, they would like do the work, not do the work, but the things that I was supposed to be doing for the patients, and the actual work that I was supposed to be doing. Like they would be taking the vital signs for me, or they would be giving the patients dinner and whatnot. Stuff that I should have been doing, and they would be like, okay, you go study. And sometimes they would even let me go home early. Like, oh, Pom, you know that you've been here all day and whatnot, you know, go home, go, it's okay, we got it for the rest of the shift. And I really appreciate that help and that support during that time. Even the patients, the psych patients, sometimes they would need something, and they would come up to me, and I would have my head down, and I'm like reading my book or studying. They would see me with my textbook, and they'd be like, oh, you're studying, oh, you're in school, it's okay, don't worry about it, it's okay, don't worry about it, I'll go ask somebody else, or when you're finished up. So it was just great. God is so good. God has been so good. But I went from psych to being a new nurse in the ICU. I told you guys about that in my video of how I make 6 figures working from home. Went to the ICU, transferred into some different jobs, and now I am working from home as a registered nurse doing documentation improvement. I have a video on that as well. Check that out as to what the role of a documentation nurse is. My intent in doing this video was to be of encouragement to y'all out there, because I know that the nursing program is no joke. And I know that some people even stop working, they quit their jobs because they want to focus solely on the program. But unfortunately, not everybody has that option. So if you are able to be working someplace and you need the support of the staff, you need the support of management, just ask. It doesn't hurt to ask, and sometimes they will accommodate what you ask for. Or if you're a nurse's aide out there and you really want to be a registered nurse, that's your passion and your goal, and you're just concerned about how much it's going to cost, you're concerned about how you're going to work and go to school, it's possible, it's doable. Recruit nurses to assist you, recruit management to assist you. Just do it because you can. If I was able to do it, I'm telling each and every one of y'all that y'all can do it as well. So thank y'all for watching. I hope this video was of encouragement, because that was the intent of this video. That's the intent of my channel. If y'all have any questions, leave them below. Y'all have any commentary, leave them below, because I appreciate it all, good, bad, and the ugly. If y'all have any ideas about what y'all want me to talk to y'all about, I would appreciate that as well, because sometimes I'm really brainstorming like, wait, do they like this kind of content? Am I rambling too much? Because I don't want to make it seem like I'm being braggadocious at all. So thank y'all again for watching. I appreciate y'all for doing so. Until next time, y'all, be safe.